Oh, right. Now then, I've had a couple of more bits come into the vault. These pieces came in last week. First one was the Cav Misty twin pack from Star Wars Black Series that you can see there. That came in from Hasbro Pulse. Second piece, Deadpool and Mary Poppins herself, Dogpool, and that came in from Cosmic Toys. As is glaringly obvious, they're not Transformers. These are from my little side hustle that I have going off with regards other little bits of knickknacks here and there that interest me. So I thought I'd do a short video to show you them and and let you know what I think. So with that, let's have a little bit of an intro and then we'll get them in front of the camera and see what's going off with them. Sounds like a plan. I'm going to take a look at Cav and Misty first, Star Wars Black Series. These are two characters from Scar Squadron that I know little to nothing about. The only thing that I know about Scar Squadron is that it's from the comics. It's a set of elite stormtroopers, very much in the vein of the Bad Batch. You've got very similar characters in Scar Squadron as what you have in there, and yeah, I think that's really about all I know about them, other than the fact that they're all stormtroopers and they look amazing. And as we know, I do love a stormtrooper and a stormtrooper variant, so this kind of thing is right up my alley, so to speak. I already have Sergeant Creel, which is this character here that stood front and centre. The other one that I have is Mick, or Mike, but I think it's probably pronounced Mick. So we've only got those two that have been released at the moment. Cav and Misty, or Misty and Cav, I'm not really sure. I'm not entirely sure which is which, but it's these two characters here. One with the hood on, then one with the robot arm. So the ones, the characters that we're still awaiting are going to be these two at the ends here, which I'm assuming Hasbro will get around to doing eventually. There's 7 in there. I think there's 7 members of Scar Squadron. Enough of that. Let's take a quick look around the box. So we've got this really nice artwork on the front of the box here. I'm going to assume that this is taken from either a comic cover or a panel in a comic. I can't see it being specific for just the box. Or it could be. I don't know. I mean, there is a bit of a logo here, so this may indicate that it has been drawn up by someone, but it doesn't matter. It looks really like the look of that. Very moody, very sort of like, we're going to come and we're going to kick ass kind of thing. So yeah, nice. On the spine, we've just got the names and then just this nice like black and white monochrome picture here. On the back, we have got, I'm pretty sure that's from a comic. I think I've seen that on a Google search. That's turned up, I think, from a comic. And then we've got more comic artwork here. This now tells us who's who. So Cav is the one with the knives across his chest and the jetpack, and then Misty is the one with the poncho hoodie kind of thing. On this side, we've got some more black and white artwork. On the top, again, more black and white artwork. And on the bottom, again, more black and white artwork. I'm starting to think more and more that this is actually from comics, just by the way it's drawn. And it would make sense. It would make sense to just reuse that artwork rather than go for newly drawn commissions just for the packaging. Let's open it up, shall we? It's got Velcro here and a flap, so you can open up and you can see the contents inside. And there they are. I'll just, we've got this artwork here and we've just got a bit of a readout. I'll just give it because it's not that long actually.
Troopers Misty and Cav serve under Sergeant Creel in Scar Squadron. Special Command Advanced Recon, part of the Elite Task Force 99.
There we go. Not much. It's repeated, but in different languages. So yeah, the look. My initial thoughts, I like them. But I'm biased. The Stormtroopers. And I love a good Stormtrooper, as I've said. Looking through the window packaging here, it doesn't look like there's much variation. It looks like it's just additions. That's the word I'm looking for, to the existing Stormtrooper molds. But we'll find out for definite in more detail when we get it opened up. And to open it up, I've already pre-cut the tape on this box, but I will need the ruler. And we'll just get that in here so I can get it opened up. There we go. Usual bit of paperwork that nobody pays attention to. Right, there we go. That's it. We can get rid of the main box. And we've got them here in the clam, like so. Very, very tidy. Right, let's get them both out, shall we?
Monkey! Monkey!
Right, I've got them both out now. Wasn't particularly pleasant. It was very noisy and crackly with that plastic clamp. And also, I didn't bring a knife over with me, so really I should have cut the tape that was holding the weapons in, but not to worry. We'll live and learn. I'll know for next time. So just get them stood up there like that, side by side. Accessories. So for Misty, we have, this is a new mold of weapon that in the Black Series. Also, I'm aware of. I've not come across it before. It's a nice looking rifle. We've even got some paint highlights on it. This blue light. It's like blue paint here and on the other side. So that's nice. A nice little addition there. It's quite solid. It doesn't feel flimsy like some other of the Black Series weapons. And then he's got a little knife or dagger, if you will. And that goes in his... Anyway, that goes in his ankle sheath like that. Oh, that keeps dropping down. There we go. Yeah, I'll leave that one for now because I'll put his gun in his hand in a moment when I look around the figure. And then for Cav, we have this hand blaster, which again looks like a new mold. Not seen that one before, but looks nice like that. And then he has a set of 4 daggers, which I suppose in some respect it's kind of nice to know that in a galaxy far, far away a long time ago, they're still relying on, you know, actual physical weapons rather than blasters and laser swords, lightsabers. So, and then these go. So we've got 3 that go in his chest mounts. Like that. And then 1 goes in his leg, his thigh, sorry, this thigh sheath. There we go, like so. And that's him tooled up well, with his daggers and we haven't got down to his weapons. Yeah, I'll tell you what, I'll stick on Cav and we'll take a look around Cav first. The first things, right. I'm not going to bother with articulation because by now, if you've any experience of Black Series and of this particular Stormtrooper mold, you know what the capabilities are of the articulation. So I'll not go into that. This is just basically me just having a look and telling you what I think. It's not a review. We've got some scoring and marking details on the helmet there. We've gone back to this nice, shiny, glossy Stormtrooper armor, which is a change again from the previous release of the Sand Trooper that came earlier in the year, and also the Remnant Stormtroopers that were released for the Mandalorian and Grogu movie. So yeah, I like that we've gone back to this shiny armor. These details on the helmet are painted on. There's no grooving or anything like that. It's just paint on there. It would have been nice if they'd have molded a little groove into there with it, but I get it, and I'm not unrealistic. They mass produce these Stormtrooper helmets, so it's much easier to just paint the detail on than it is to have to remold and do another mold for anything further than that. So yeah, but no, it's nice. I like it. And they've got some nice detailing on the helmet as well. We've got the vents at the side back in blue, which is nice. Right arm, normal Stormtrooper arm. It's the left arm that we've got it going off. So we've got this different kind of shoulder armor. I've not seen that before. If it's been on some other kind of trooper or droid or anything like that, please do let me know. But it's the first time I've seen that. And then we have this robotic arm, which is gorgeous. I like that. It suits it. It does suit it. And we've got some red paint either end of the forearm, and then we've got these like 3 blue lines. It's molding, and then it's painted inside the molding. But that's molded quite nice. I do like that. Is there any more extra detailing under there? Yep, there is. Yet. So we've got you can't see it, but I'll be doing some photos as per my usual thing that I do. But that's all molded. The upper arm and the shoulder is molded as well. So that looks nice. I like that. Yeah. The chest armor is the normal Stormtrooper chest armor. It's just that we've got this dagger pouch molded onto it. I think it's being glued on. Yeah, it's glued on. And then on the back we have a jetpack, which again is glued on over the top of the. There's got to be an official name for it, but I don't know what it is. The like the 2 lines and the 0 thing on the back there. They've still got the canister here as well, but it's not painted, which is a shame. I might have to. No, I can't be bothered. At one point, I probably would have painted that up, but I can't be bothered anymore, so I'll just leave it as it is. Utility belt, we have some extra pouches glued on here. These are quite similar to the ones that we would see on a Sand Trooper. And then we've got this thigh dagger holster here, which is not glued or anything on. It's just held there by friction, but it is quite tight, so that's not going to be moving or sliding about anywhere. And then we will get his blaster into his hand. That blaster handle is quite thick. I don't know if that's going to go in, I don't think it is. That's a rather thick handle. And I don't want to damage the fingers by forcing it in there, because I learned that I'm just looking over at the shelf. I can't remember which Black Series one it was, but I remember there was some stress marks on the plastic. So no, I'm going to leave that. That's disappointing. I'm going to leave that. I may have to just warm it up. So when it comes to the photos, I'll do some photos with the blaster in his hand, but I will have warmed the hand up to soften the plastic to be able to get into there. But yeah, that handle looks awfully wide and thick to be going in that hand. It's a shame, but no worries. We still love you, Cav. No worries. Right, Misty. So first thing that's noticeable is this poncho with the hood, which I do like. The fabric's a little thin, and there's no wire in there, but it does what it needs to do. It's underneath. We've got a standard Stormtrooper helmet, and then round the back, yep. So there we've got so it's just standard Stormtrooper chest armor. That's not, the canister's not painted again. Any detailing around the front? No, standard Stormtrooper there. We've got 2 pouches glued to the utility belt. And then on this thigh, we've got another 2 pouches. And then on the lower leg here, we've got a dagger sheath, or what's holster. That's the word I'm looking for. Down there. But again, that's held by friction, but that will slide down. But again, it's not a problem. Yeah, so it doesn't have as many alterations as changes as what Cav does, but it's still, I do like it. I like this red stripe on top of the hood there. And yeah, I do wish that were a little bit thicker and it had a bit of wire in it, but Hasbro, what are you going to do? Let's get his gun. His gun should go into his hand because the handle isn't as big or as thick, so that should go in and be held quite nice. Yep, there we go. That's in. Just angle that down slightly. Bring that arm up there. The joints are really stiff on this, which I can't say I've experienced stiff joints as stiff as this on Black Series figures anyway. There we go. Gun in arm, like so. And that's it. Let's just bring Cav in a little bit closer with his gun at his feet. And that's it. That's all I'm going to say, really. I do like them both. They're really nice. And if you like Stormtroopers, yeah, I'd recommend you pick them up because there's just different enough about them to, fit in with the other Stormtroopers and give it that bit of variance in there and make your display look a bit interesting. Yeah, right, okay. We're gonna move on to Deadpool now. Let's take a look at Deadpool and Mary Poppins, shall we? And next up we have, yeah. So I've been looking forward to this one. I'm a Dogpool fan. I love Mary Poppins. She makes me laugh. Yeah, it's Dogpool and Deadpool from the Deadpool and Wolverine movie, Marvel Legends series. You can see everything. Well, no, you can't actually see everything you get in this set because there's a couple of bits hidden by the top of the box here and the bottom. But we'll get into that when we take him out. But yeah, you can see Deadpool's there with some Logan remnants, shall we say. We've got Dogpool at the top there, and then some swap out hands. And we can see the gold-plated Desert Eagles there. So it's unremarkable, really, as a box. It does what it needs to do. On the side, we've got a picture of Mary Poppins herself. Look at that face. She's a cutie. And then we've got the back of the box that just shows you some Deadpool and Dogpool love there, and then some other figures in the line. I'm not overly bothered about getting any of the other figures, but if I were to get any, I think I'd probably go for the Cowboy Pool and the Blade. The Wolverine. I mean, I know a lot of people were waiting to see Wolverine in his iconic costume, but I have a Marvel Legends Wolverine, and it's the one from, I think it's the Origins film. It's the one where he's like the brown leather jacket on the motorcycle that he gets off the old couple at the farm. It's that one, and I'm happy enough with that one. That fills the gap So I've got a just a counterbalance to the Deadpool from the first Deadpool movie, the one that came with Negasonic Teenage Warhead. Is it she's called, or is it Teenage Negasonic Warhead? Whichever way around it is. But this one is slightly different, as we'll see when I get it opened. But yeah, that's the back of the box. Side, just a bit of window there, a bit of dog. Nothing on the bottom apart from the Deadpool and Wolverine logo in things there, and then same at the top. Right, let's get it opened up, and to open it up we're going to need the ruler. Again, same as with the Star Wars figure, just that I'd looked at moments ago. I've already pre-cut the tape. Let's get this out, shall we? Oh, there we go. We don't need that. And we'll slide him out. Just before I do move on, you can see through the window there we've got all this pencil drawing artwork that I think that turns up at the end of the movie. Or it might do, I'm not right sure. Some of it looks familiar from the first Deadpool film. So whether or not they've repurposed it or what, I don't know. But anyway, yeah. That's the box there. And before we get everything out, we'll just show him here in the clamp. So yeah, we've got these two katanas, we've got Dogpool, we've got the swap out hands, we've got the gold-plated Desert Eagles, we've got a knife, we've got Hulk fists, another pair of hands, Logan remnants, and then Deadpool himself. Let's get him out of the tray.
Monkey. Monkey.
What a ball ache was that. Far too much fiddly sellotape holding stuff in, which is a bit of a it's a bit of a byproduct of it being in a plastic clamp that you've got to have sellotape holding everything in. Where am I going to start with the accessories with this? Right, on Deadpool, we'll just pop you to the side. Mary Poppins will pop you to the side. So we'll start. I'm going to start with the Hulk fists. Yep, nice little addition. There we go. I don't know why they're in here. No, it doesn't use them in the movie. They're not referenced in the movie. So I've no idea. I don't know why. If anyone knows, let me know in the comments. But I've no idea why you've got Hulk fists in there. The two katanas. Nicely moulded, nicely painted, a bit flimsy on the blades, but I get that. You don't want people taking their eye out with them. Dagger, again, same. Black handle, silver blade, and yeah, a bit of a flex in there with that. The gold-plated Desert Eagles are just cast in this yellowy gold. Actually, no, it's a gold plastic. And it's got a bit of fleck in there. I'm hoping there's a bit of flex in there. So I'm going to say I'm hoping that it's not like the old 80s and 90s gold plastic that will shatter given time. But I can't see that happening with them. Logan accessories, we've got the skull and spinal column. There's a bit of a wobbly movement on the jaw, but it's not actually articulation, although the head is articulated. It's on a small ball joint there. We've then got this. Well, it's supposed to be, by the looks of it, it's supposed to be a leg. That's your femur. And then you got your radius and ulna. Not radius and ulna, sorry, that's your arm, your tibia and fibula. And then I'm assuming that's supposed to be your kneecap. And then we've got ligaments here, but it's very much stretched out. But, and then we've got another one. This is another leg bone arrangement with, oversized. But yeah, anyway. And then we've got multiple hands. So we've got web hands, if you will. There's the Spider-Man pose web hands. We have a pair of fists with holes in, which will be your dagger or katana hands, and then we've got your trigger fingers and hands for holding those Desert Eagles. That's accessories. Well, it would be, but we've got to look at this. I love this. And I don't mind admitting, I have bought this set for this because it just looks great. I love it. It's brilliant, is that little Dogpool. Bless it. And then we've got Deadpool himself. He comes in the box with the Wolverine claws attached, like that. The figure is a brighter shade of red from the original, from the first movie that came out. There's a lot more detail on it. We've got like gold buckles on the straps here, and where the knife holster attaches to the legs. The armor on the legs is a bit different. We've got gold buckles here all over. So yeah, and then we've got this the difference in the belt, the difference in the holsters here, and then on this figure, the sheaths of what's the name for them? I forgot. It's gone. But anyway, that's actually attached to the figure this time. And then we've got the head. Sculpt looks pretty much the same as the previous one, but it's not the same. It is a new mold, and the paintwork is, well, the coloured plastic, should I say, is a brighter shade of red, as I've previously said. So you can tell this is the Disney Deadpool rather than the previous Sony. So what is Sony one? Yeah, Sony. Not Sony. It was Fox, wasn't it? That's it. The Fox Deadpool. Anyway, right. Okay. I want to get these claws off, and I think we do that by just pulling the hands out, because I think it's all attached to the hand. So wish me luck. I hope I don't break anything. Oh, there we go. Yeah, they pull out quite easily, actually, do them. I thought it might be a case of I'd be there tugging away all night long to try and get them out. Right, put them to one side.
Well, give the man a hand!
I'm going to put one of his gun hands on, because I want to get one of them Desert Eagles in his hand. And then just pop in like that. And I'm hoping they're fitting well without having to... I don't want to have to go and warm this hand up to get it in. That's tight. That is tight. That is really tight. That don't want to go in, does that? Come on, in you go. I have to do talk dirty to you. Right, there we go. It's in. I'm going to put his other Desert Eagle in that holster out the way. Katana hand. There we go. That's that one. There we go. Are these angled? They are, yes. Yeah. There we go. And we'll pop that in there like so. And we've got him tooled up. So we've got him with his katana and his Desert Eagle in one hand. And get him there, and with Mary Pups down there. And that's his Deadpool and Dogpool. I'm going to save the accessories in poses and things like that for the photos. I'm not going to bore you or drag it out here on video doing that. There's plenty of other people out there on YouTube that does that kind of thing. I just wanted to get him, take a quick look at him with you, and just get him into a quick pose with a few accessories and Dogpool, and yeah, that's it. Okay, I'm gonna call that a day with that, and we're gonna go. But oh, actually no, before I go, I will bring back in Misty and Cav, who in the meantime I did go and warm his hand up and put his gun in his hand, and yeah, so that's the so I couldn't resist. I just saw that then. Okay. That's the pickups that came in to the vault last week from my little side hustle of collectibles. Right, now I'm going to go back over there and a few final thoughts, and we'll get out of here. And that's it. I'm done with them over there. They're now back here on the shelf. Cav's still got that Hulk fist on, which I love. I think that I think we need more stormtroopers with Hulk fists. Yeah, it just made me laugh. Sorry. Focus on game. What we're gonna say about them. How can I finish this and wrap this up? Right. I like all three, and I also wouldn't have bought them, as I always say. The stormtroopers are great. I noticed that there was, I mean, it might have just been me, I'm not sure, but there seemed to be a little bit of a dip in quality in the stormtroopers back. The one that was most notable for me was the Jeddah stormtrooper. That just looked and seemed a little bit off. I remember picking up a few of those. I think I picked up 4, and I ended up swapping 2 because the paint application on the helmet was just off. So I did that with them too, and yeah, they just didn't. There was just something about them that just didn't feel right. But the ones I've got now are all fine. And like I say, I'm glad that they've gone back to the shiny, glossy plastic than what they did with the Remnants and the Sand Trooper. But I get why it is on the Sand Trooper. It's that dull, weathered kind of thing. I like the accessories that come with Cav Misty, and I like that they're still recognisable as stormtroopers, but they're just slightly different given their specialities. And that robot arm on Cav, yeah, that's great. Is that I really do like that. Something a bit Tron-y about that with the light, the blue light in the forearm. And yeah, so that's a winner for me. And I also like the soft goods on Misty, that poncho with the hood. Again, if I was of a mind to, I think that would be something that I'd maybe explore. There's like people on Etsy and places like that do soft goods for 6-inch figures. I remember a while back I got a cape for the Mandalorian that was wired and things like that, and it just made the figure look so much better. It just really accentuated it. So yeah, and I'm looking forward to getting them in front of the camera with Mick and Sergeant Creel and doing some photos there, along with some other standard stormtroopers as well. I think they'll look quite nice. Deadpool and Dogpool, that was just a weakness one. That was a fun one. I thought I've got to have that, and I'm not disappointed with it. I'd have been happy enough just to buy the Dogpool, but I'm glad that it's come in a set. I liked the original Marvel Legends Deadpool, and I also liked that one as well. But I've got to be honest, I think out of the two, I think I prefer the colour scheme of the original. I like that just darker. It's almost a crimson. That's red, where the original one's more of a crimson, and I think it just looks. Yeah, it just looks a lot better. It looks a lot more real worldy, where this looks quite cartoony. But it's still good. They're all great figures, and Years and years back, I wasn't particularly a fan of Black Series. I didn't think they were that great. But as time went on, I started paying attention. I thought, oh, actually, no, they're getting quite nice. I still think, though, however, that I think Hasbro puts more care and attention, and I think they use better quality materials for their G.I. Joe figures. I could be misleading myself, but that's just how I feel. And I have a selection of G.I. Joe classified figures, and when I have them in hand and when I'm posing them for photos, and they just feel a little bit more substantial than what the Black Series and the Marvel Legends do. My theory on that one is that it's because it's Hasbro own it as an IP, whereas with Marvel Legends and Black Series, it's a licensed IP, so maybe the profit margins are a little bit smaller in there, so they have to source maybe slightly lesser quality materials. I don't know. I'm probably overthinking it, but it's just how it comes across to me when I do have them in hand. Anything else I want to say? No, I don't think there is. I've not much waffle for you today, which is a good thing. So I will round it out. So yes, Cav Misty, great style. Stormtrooper figures, love them. Can't wait to get them photographed with the others. And Deadpool and Mary Poppins. I just, yeah, that's staying out on display for a good long while, is that. Okay, thank you for watching. I appreciate that. I've been Ed. They've been who they are. Fully appreciate it. Do that like, subscribe. The usual stuff that people ask you for. I really do appreciate it. And it's nice. It's nice. And I'm sure I'll catch you and see you soon on the next video when that may come. So for now, again, thank you. Take care. All the best.
Vault's a fucking icon.